Was Jesus' doctrine in the four gospels Christ? Was Jesus' doctrine in the four gospels Christ? If it was, then we need to see it. For example, look at a very serious one here, Matthew 22, where typically they pay tax. Now, you know, paying of tax is not a Jewish law, it's a Roman law. Paying of tax is a Roman law. And so they came to Jesus and they asked him in verse 17, Matthew 22, verse number 17. Put it up for me. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? Next verse. But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Why tempt ye me? These are Pharisees. They are Jews. They know the implication of the question they're asking Jesus. Many people have different explanations for that verse. Some people even said Jesus was endorsing the payment of tax. And they miss it. That's why you must know the way Jesus explains scriptures. You must understand his mode of explanation of scriptures. Now, I need your attention here, because we want to rework a thinking pattern. We want to rework a thinking pattern. Now, see this. Pay very close attention. They asked him about the tax. Matthew 22:18. Put it up again. Matthew 22:18. But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? He said, you guys are hypocrites. Then he said to them in verse 19 to 20, show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. 20. And he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription? Whose is this image and superscription? That's how to handle those who are mischievous. Look at verse 21. Are you here? They say unto him, Caesar's. I love Jesus. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's. The things. Pay attention. Pay attention. The things which are Caesar's. He's not saying what you're thinking. The didache of Jesus. He's not saying what you're thinking. Render unto Caesar therefore the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Jesus is didache. I must submit that even myself, until I studied it, I used to think what some of you are thinking. The typical thinking is, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give unto God what belongs to God. If that was his answer, then he fell into their trap. If that was Jesus' answer, then it means they got him where they wanted him. Because it was obvious that Caesar was a tyrant. It was obvious. Human wickedness. Caesar was symbolic of a heartless government. How will you say give unto Caesar that which belongs to Caesar? If Caesar is tyranny, then what should belong to a tyrant? That couldn't have come out of the mouth of Jesus. But sometimes when you read your thoughts into scriptures, you miss what he's saying. Don't read your thoughts. Keep your thoughts. Look at the scriptures well. He said, whose image is this? Jesus is the didache. Whose image is this? He took them back to Genesis 1. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Whose image? He took them back to Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. The word icon E-I-K-O-N in the Greek. Same word in Genesis. The word image there is the same with the same word in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. So Jesus is using Genesis to respond. Then he said unto them, render to Caesar that which belongs to him. That is, return to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. What belongs to that image in Genesis? Let us make man in our image. What belongs to the image? Okay, let's start. Who is the image? Who is the image of God? In Genesis chapter 1. Christ is the image. What belongs to Christ? If Jesus is the image of God, what belongs to him? What did he die for? So what belongs to him? Man, humanity. What belongs to him is humanity. Are you still here? What belongs to him is what? Humanity. In other words, humanity must leave idolatry. Humanity must leave human worship and the tyranny of human government and return to his image, which is Christ. Humanity must leave human government, human worship, tyranny, and return to his image, which is in Christ. That was the answer he gave. He wasn't saying pay tax and give tithe. No, he was simply saying return back that idol worship, return back that tyranny, return it back and return to God. The question is, what belongs to God in Genesis 1:26? Your own life and all of humanity. That's what he was saying. He wasn't asking them to give or pay taxes. Of course, by that time, you understood how he answered. Look at verse 22. Verse 22. When they had heard this word, they marveled. You understand? They marveled and left him. The didache blew them off. See, he didn't tell them, yes, pay tax. He brought an explanation from the Old Testament. That the image of God is Christ. And that humanity belongs to Christ. So men must abandon idol worship. And abandon the worship of men. And return to God. I'm teaching good.